think the first statement, I think anybody can steer a ship, but it takes a leader to chart a course. And we have been given a course. Now, how do you maintain what seems or what people will define like originality, so that people can still see that while you are charting that course, you inspire them? Thank you very much.
Every one of us have our own uniqueness that we bring on board. Take, for example, teachers. I'll give example with school. If you have a school, take, for example, maybe grade 3, all the teachers have the same lesson notes. But in their delivery and presentation, they add their uniqueness. So you see, at the end of the school term or school year, some parents prefer their children being in this particular teacher's class, but not in this particular teacher's class. It's the same curriculum, but you bring into what you have been given your own uniqueness. And bringing it into your uniqueness does not mean that you have changed the pattern. No. It means that you have digested the curriculum well, and you are able to bring it forth in such a way that the people can assimilate it. Praise the Lord. If I didn't get the answer correctly, our Father is here. He will answer the question.
Why will God give us his pattern? God created us different and yet gave us the same pattern. And insists that all of us build according to pattern. So you see, following pattern does not deny your uniqueness or your creativity. It is deviating from pattern that reveals your rebellion. So don't be afraid that following pattern will diminish your creativity. Rather, digest the pattern. Digest the pattern. Assimilate the pattern. We might preach the same message, but we preach it in different styles. Just make sure you absorb the message. Don't change the message. Absorb it. Digest it. It will come out with your uniqueness, but it will not be a deviation from the pattern. So you must trust the leadership principles that has made others succeed long before you came. And realize that sticking to pattern does not deny, diminish, or destroy your uniqueness. Once you defeat fear, you can make impact as a leader. And you can't allow the people you are leading who don't have knowledge of leadership talk into your mind about leadership. No, they were to be trained. One of the lapses leaders have in using people is that we use people we didn't train, and we use people without training them. We use people we didn't train, and then in using them, we are not training them. That's what makes people become proud. Begin training people from the first day. I put it this way. First of all, discern. Or maybe first of all, discover. Discover people. What is it about that person that you admire? But realize that that is not all there is about that person. So discover people. Awesome. And every great leader reproduces other leaders. Then number 2, discern. Discern the people you have discovered. Know the good, the bad, know their ups, know their downs, know their tendencies. Know their proclivities. Don't use people blind. Because in the course of discerning them, you will then design a training that can fix them. So discern. Then design a training. Design a training. Based on each person. One message can have 9 points to address 9 things that are in different people. 9 different things that are in people. So design. Now many leaders use people so they can rest. No, you don't use people to rest. You use people so you can train them more. Use people so you can develop them more. Not so that you relax. I left this thing in your hand. God left us to do the work. But he said, Lord, I'm with you. Don't try me, I'm with you. I'm with you everywhere you go. So don't use people in order for you to relax. No, you don't use people to relax. And then after you decide to do the work. Decide to do the work of training these people. Tell yourself that this is my job, to train this person. To turn this person from being proud to being useful. And sometimes what you design didn't work, you go back and redesign. You come from another approach. Because if you discard that person, which is what we tend to do, another person must do that work. Nobody comes ready-made. Nobody comes ready-made. Then drill the person. Drill the person. John Maxwell says developing and reproducing yourself is a lifetime continuous work. Look at, God is still working on us. The Bible says God that worketh in us to will and to do. You would have thought that killing his son is enough. No. Drill the people. Next, deploy. Use them where they fit. Don't expose people to a temptation they are not ready for. Don't expose people and then you accuse them that they fail. You know somebody has a problem with power, then you expose him to power without checks and balances. What do you expect? Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Absolutely. So deploy people based on the fact that you that discovered them, you have been drilling them, and you know they are ready. You cannot give school set exam to class 1. They will fail, and it's not their fault. You didn't deploy them wisely. All right, the coach has to know who is a good defender. I mean, you carry a good goalkeeper, make your number 9. Then you carry a star striker, make your goalkeeper. Well, you will lose 19-0 or something. There's nothing you can do. Because your striker cannot score. And your goalkeeper cannot catch. And you are angry. No, now. Redeploy them. Redeploy them. That's where the shuffling comes in. Redeploy them. And then please, depend. After you deploy people, depend on them to deliver what you train them to deliver. In other words, don't be a nosy leader that undermines their confidence. Don't be a leader, because until you give them the leverage to exercise what you have taught them, they will not develop capacity and confidence. And sometimes people do blunders because of lack of confidence. The lack of confidence. So we put you to lead prayer. I'm going to stand there because I expect you to be able to face my being there over time and get used to it and get hardened and get toughened and get rugged. That is when your uniqueness will come out of whatever you're doing. You stand there and you're jittery. You will stand there many more times because we must kill the jitteriness inside you. You must die. Are we good? Influence. Develop influence over people. That's what we're looking at today. If you're going to lead people, develop your capacity to influence people. You cannot lead people you cannot influence. To influence means to have ability to produce effect. Ability to produce what? Effect. You can't lead people whom you cannot influence. Nobody will go with you. Nobody will go with you if they cannot get to you? What is it about you that should influence the people? So develop your capacity to influence people. That's a capacity to produce effect on people. What is your effect on people? Influence, secondly, means capacity to persuade and provoke a response. Capacity to persuade and provoke a response. If you cannot provoke a response and persuade people, you won't be able to lead people. Because anybody that says he's leading and nobody is following is only taking a walk. Is only taking a walk. And you cannot make them follow you by command or threat. So you have to know how to influence people by having an effect on them. By being able to persuade a response from them. By being able to provoke a response from them. The response should make them glad, not mad, not sad. Make them glad to follow. Make them glad to come. So ask yourself, how can I develop myself such that I am able to influence people? I'm able to influence people. John Maxwell said leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. That is how serious influence is. Anyone who is in a leadership position or has a leadership title but cannot influence people to follow is not leading and is not a leader worth being followed. If you can't influence people, you are not leading, and you are not a leader worth being followed. Your ability to influence people is what makes them get along with you and go with you. Your ability to influence people, it was makes them get along with you and go with you. How do you influence people? Or what can you do to influence people? Number one, intentional relationship. Intentional relationship. Intentional relationship. How do I draw this person close? I need to draw this person close. Intentional relationship. I need to find a way and draw this person to become a part of what we're doing. Intentional relationship. Hey, beloved, how are you? I've been seeing you in church. Well done. Good to see you. You are blessed. Please feel free from time to time greet me. This is my number. Let me have your number. Intentional relationship. God wanted to influence us. He came down. He came down. If not, let him stay there. He came down. Came down as a spirit. He realized that that was not effective enough. He came down as a man. Came down. You got to be intentionally relating with people. Intentional relationship. Do not complain that people are not close to you when you are not drawing people close. You draw people close before you have people that are close to you. Is I don't have time. I don't have time. I'm busy preparing. Okay, what are you preparing? For who are you preparing it? Okay, when you finish preparing it, will they be there? So what was the use of your preparation? What shall it profit you if all your preparation, at the end there's nobody to give the prepared preparation to? So you must be intentional in relationship. Reach out to people and draw them close. I didn't say everybody, but I said people. Reach out to people. Stop complaining about those you don't like. Reach out to those you like. Stop complaining about those who don't like you. Reach out to those who like you. And in dealing with those who like you, you realize that those who like you are not necessarily perfect people. They will also offend you. They will also hurt you. Today, wow. Tomorrow the person will offend you. And your attitude, your reaction will determine whether that relationship will remain close or not. So with time you tell yourself, they all love these people are the same. Exactly, that's what God has been trying to tell you. So stop telling me some people like me, some don't like me. They are all the same. Stop telling me that I like some people, I don't like some people. They are all people. All of them are what? People. The person you say you can't use because he's proud has something else that you can use. The person you say you can use because he's humble has something else you wouldn't like to use. So he's humble, but he steals. The other one is proud, but you must account for every money. So you have to decide what you want. So find a way and make the proud person humble, and make the thief stop stealing. And use both of them. Intentional relationship. Number 2, what do you do to influence people? Interest and care. You must have a genuine interest in people. You can't be a people user and influence people. People can perceive when all you want is to use them. They can sense it. When you do not genuinely care. Someone said nobody cares what you know till they know how much you care. Interest and care. Interest and care. So start showing interest in people. How do you show people interest? Show people interest by finding out how they are faring. Find out how they are faring. How are you is an important question when you want to show care. Find out how they are faring. Be concerned about their problems. I didn't say solve it. I said be concerned. Be concerned about their problems. I didn't say solve all their problems. Be concerned. Render help where you can. And help is not always money. Help can be a prayer. Help can be an SMS of a good wish. Help can be, I'm thinking about you and I'm standing in prayer with you. Simple thing. Emotional help is not financial. So render help as much as you can. Celebrate with those who celebrate. Celebrate with them. I hear it's your birthday. Powerful. You are blessed. More grace. More grace. More grace. More grace. Celebrate it. You didn't give cake, but you mentioned it. Interest and care. Number 3. How do you build your influence over people? Instructive information. Somebody say instructive. Instructive information. Some leaders only give information when it is time for corrective information. That's only when they give information. So they're always sounding like rebuke. Every child that the parents keep training, correcting, must leave home one day. Must leave home. But friendship where there's minimal correction will last for a lifetime. Will last for a lifetime. Will last for a lifetime. Who corrects the child is often who the child is not closest to. The father is always correcting the son, so he's closer to the mother. To balance a correction with comfort. The mother is always correcting the daughter, so she will be closer to the father to balance correction with comfort. Because thy rod and thy staff comfort. So don't be a leader that only brings out information when it is corrective and punitive. Is that I've been keeping quiet watching you? I've been keeping quiet. Exactly. That is why we are where we are now. If you had scheduled trainings, if you had scheduled sessions of training again and again and again, we wouldn't be where we are now. Instructive information. Not just corrective, not just punitive, instructive information. Instructive information. Next, input of value. Input of value. Anything valuable that you have that you can add to somebody. Input of value. How are you? How far? You're not looking very happy today. What's the challenge? I woke up kind of really stressed. God, the Lord is your strength. He's well with you. Try and smile, okay? Smile. You have just upgraded somebody's appearance. You have just what? Upgraded somebody's appearance. What's your shoe size, by the way? Is that my size is 44? Wow, that's I used to wear 44, but now I wear 45. But your leg looks big, oh. You didn't give him shoe. You only spoke about his leg. He goes away happy. Add value. Input value to somebody. There are some leaders who take delight in devaluing people, and they call it joke. This one, see the way you are looking today. I hope you will not spoil something in this office. That's how he greets good morning. Hey, you come here. Always hiding when you see somebody. Are you always doing something bad? That is how they interact with people. They just, another people will laugh. And the person smiles small, but he has died on the inside. He has died on the inside. So don't delight in giving people mouth. They shouldn't be. Some do it from microphone. Sit down, see your head. You are losing people by devaluing people. You are to add value to people. If you have a nickname for somebody that is not valuable, change it. Change it to a valuable nickname. The person enjoyed the nickname 5 years ago, but have you noticed that that person is now more than 5 years old in the church? The person it's almost 9 years in the church now, 7 years in the church now, 14 years in the church, and you are still calling the person a nickname the person enjoyed as a year 2 student. That's why the person can't be close to you again. He's proud. He's not proud. He's protecting what is left of his self-image. Because you are an eroder of people's value. Don't do that. Add value to people. Add what? Value to people. Don't make fun of people. That's what I'm trying to say. You are not adding value to them by making fun of them. Don't say I'm just being funny. You are being wrongly funny. Find a way to be positively funny. Find a way to be correctively funny. Find a way to be constructively funny. Don't devalue people and have fun. If somebody devalues you and has fun, you won't enjoy it. Number one, I said, how do you build influence over people? Intentional relationship. Number 2, interest and care. Number 3, instructive information. Number 4, input of value. Input of value. Input of value. Number 5, increase, uplift, and upgrade. Increase, uplift, and upgrade. Be careful how you lift people over people. Be careful how you lift people over people, especially in a church organization. A church organization does not function like a company, because there are services rendered in church that cannot be calibrated the way company services are calibrated. It's all it does is to on generator. That's all it does. All it does is to on generator. That's all it does. What else does it do? Now, generator to a church is not like generator to a shop. Generator to a church is like It's like the brain box of your Mercedes Benz. It's the life of the church. It's the life of the church. So don't equate. What does it do? All it does is on generator. That's all it does. He said, but this person has BSc dentistry. Are you checking people's teeth? This one has BSc dentistry. What do you know? That's all you do is on generator. His BSc dentistry is of no value to you. Zero value to you. The church can run without a person with BSc dentistry and run successfully for many years. But don't play with generator. Especially in the middle of a service. So increase, upgrade must be done strategically. Assess people strategically. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because we belong to a different terrain. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying now? Next. Impact or personal results. Personal results. If you're going to influence people, your life must be loaded with what? Results. Loaded with results. Impact or personal results. I cannot play keyboard. Where's Newton? I can't play keyboard. I can't play keyboard. I can't play keyboard. Okay, I can't play keyboard as good as Newton. I can't play keyboard as good as Newton because I can play keyboard, but not as good as Newton. You can't put me in the middle of praise worship and expect me to play for the praise worship. I'll first of all tell the person leading the song, don't leave key C. For your own sake, for my sake, and for everybody's sake. Stay there. So I have delegated that aspect to him. But if Newton hangs around me long enough, I will turn him to a preacher. I will turn him to a preacher. Because that's my area. And my assignment is to make sure some of me enter you. Personal result. That is what makes people continue to value your influence. Personal result. Not a commander, do this, do that, do this, do that, do that, do this. You've not done this, not done this, not done this, not done this. Time for you to preach. People are angry about the lifelessness and emptiness of the sermon. The only thing they can get from you is annoying and offending. So major in your area so that your area will add the value to people that nothing else can add to their life. Major area. Being a pastor's wife is not a ministry. It is what you do as a pastor's wife that is ministry. So merely being a pastor's wife will not give you influence. Now that you are a pastor's wife, you use that position and you find where you are gifted and loaded, and you make sure your results are undeniable. Undeniable. Personal results. You know why? You know why today John Maxwell talk, everybody listen? Because he has results. That's it. If Dangote comes here now, he's not a Christian. And he wants to greet the people. And then he says, praise the Lord. Whether he means it or not, nobody cares. But the fact that a person of influence, who is not even of your religion, that's why do you think Muslim politicians go to church? And some Christian politicians go to mosque? You think they mean it just and they mean it? No. They don't mean it. They don't mean it. They are leveraging on influence. That's someone of my capacity came to your thing. So make sure that you are generating personal results. Next, inspire growth. You want to influence people, inspire their growth. Inspire that they become better. Inspire that they become better. Inspire their growth. Inspire growth. Inspire growth. Next, invest authority. Invest what? Authority. Invest authority in people. Invest authority in people. Delegate authority. That's what I mean. There's a level of authority required for a person to execute a level of performance. So that level of authority, for example, the praise leader comes up. Can we lift our hands in worship? We accept that authority and we lift our hands in worship. Can we rise and give God praise? We accept that authority and we rise. And that encourages the person to continue. Yes or no? To encourage the person to continue. I was in a minister's meeting once and somebody came up to lead praise. You know, pastors were big men. Everybody sat down. Nobody was clapping. Nobody was dancing. Nobody was singing. The person didn't know when he said, "You people don't want to pray. Is it because I'm not a pastor?" Is it because I'm not a pastor? So you could feel the frustration when nobody wants to cede any authority to you. Nobody wants to cede any authority. Traffic will not move if one car does not cede authority to another. Everybody will just jam there. Complete gridlock, no movement. So if you want to see people grow, understand some level of authority and you delegate to people accordingly. Are we good? Some things you can do to delegate authority to people. Number one, recognition. Recognition. There's a level of authority when you recognize. Recognition. For example, I just called the name of one of our leaders now. Where is Newton? Amongst all those who play keyboard, mention to me in my ear the least impactful keyboards. Now he has told me that person. Imagine it was that person I called. By merely mentioning that person's name, I have given some authority. Tomorrow that person can say, the other day Papa was teaching, is it you he called? Is it not me he called? As something as little as that, say something. Something as little as, who holds your bag? Who holds your bag? Something as little as, who collects your Bible? So I come down from the car. Two people want to collect my Bible. Between the two of them, there's a reason why I give the Bible to one and not to the other. Yes, sir. I am saying something. Yes, sir. I'm saying something. In the lion's pride, it is called hierarchy. What is it called? That everybody is hungry does not mean everybody put mouth in the meat at the same time. Respect your senior. If not, Mother Lion, they are talking, he's counseling. And then wait for your turn. Respect your senior brothers. Because if fight come, we'll hide you. We are the ones that will do the fight. Are we good? Next, what do you do? Respect. Respect. It's possible for a leader to be rude. I didn't say pamper pride. What did I say? Respect. I didn't say pamper pride. I said respect. For example, why did I ask him to say the name in my ear? It's because I respect whoever's name he's going to mention. And I respect him. He won't enter trouble with anybody. And nobody will leave here feeling so I am that useless. Hey, my leader gave my name as the worst keyboardist. Did I offend him? Long after he has known how to play keyboard, he won't forget that day. Don't forget that day. The day I marked you was the day Papa called you and asked for who is the lowest keyboardist. Of everybody's my name you mentioned. Even if I was the lowest, should you mention my name? So there are things you don't do openly, publicly. You don't do it at the time you are angry. You don't do it at the time you are annoyed. And if you did it, find a way and reverse it. Find a way and do what? Reverse it. And say whether they like it or not. Whether they like it or not. You can't pastor yourself. Next, right attitude. Next is what? Right attitude. Right attitude. Right attitude. Have a right attitude. Even when a person is wrong, have a right attitude. Next, reliability. Just as you can count on them, let them be able to count on you. Now, there's a problem when people that can count on you insist on being people you cannot count on. Then you have to reshuffle them to where they belong. Just as you can count on them, they should be able to what? Count on you. Reliability. They should know that when the rubber meets the road, this man has my back. And finally, reaffirmation. 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 Wow, that was powerful. Sometimes I will stand here and they will play something in the service, and with eye contact, I have given reaffirmation. With just eye contact. With a smile on my face. Sometimes with the way I bend, I am giving reaffirmation. I'm telling the person, man, you carried me. You carried me. Next time when the person comes up to play, he can't forget that reaffirmation. Give the Lord a clap. We can only take 2 questions, only if there is. Only 2 questions, if there is. Only 2 questions. And if there's none, good. All right, 1, 2. Quickly, please. But did anybody learn anything here? Yes. All right. Yes, quick, please.
Papa, thank you for this privilege. Papa, in a situation where somebody was heading a particular department, and over the years couldn't grow it, you gave him time again, talk to him, taking out for conferences like this to learn, and yet he couldn't improve. You pick some other person and just come up strategically. We need to reshuffle, like
yes,
Mama
so what's
was
the
saying.
question?
And we give some other person, and the person comes up to do better, and this other person is angry. Have we done
Yeah, you
that?
call the person. Call the person. And talk to the person. That we don't perform in competition. No, we perform in completeness. It's part of training. All of us have had some seed of jealousy here and there. It is growth that made us outgrow jealousy. So you get the person, talk to the person, and find where the person is good at, and use the person there, and encourage the person there, and strengthen the person there. You cannot beat a child and say the child shouldn't cry. That is the child's right to cry. So it is your right to reshuffle people. It's the person's right to feel the reshuffling. Now, how you heal the reshuffling is your job. So it's your job to call the person and minister to the person. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for butchering me. Mama, thank you. I want to ask question.
Yes, go ahead.
From Mama said something. Say that we should learn. After the things I say we should learn, say we should learn from our mentors. In fact, me coming here is heaven on earth. Because I have been searching how we are to learn from a mentor. Paul said, I'm your father, you may have many mentors. Mama, I have people that I have followed, I learned nothing. So I became so confused. I used my money, I begged for somebody who can help me. I became so confused. In the Ebonyi State where I came from, I know this is life.
Yes, it's live, so be careful. People don't watch you now.
So
what's the question? It's like it's a testimony, not a question.
whereby when you are following somebody or you submit to somebody, you as a person, you hate lying, you hate insincerity, you hate hypocrisy, you just want to know this God. And because this person has conquered some mountains and you don't know his detail, but you are attracted by the legacy, perhaps that is his fame,
Impact and results.
then you will now go and submit yourself to this person. And you discover that what you thought is not what you are seeing. What do you do? In fact, well, you don't know how happy I am. Hey! Excuse me, sir. I brought one of my friends who's a pharmacist as a pastor also, for him to be connected to the person, that person. Then something that I saw, I said, I don't know what to do. I was in Calabar when the person came. He slapped this man that I submitted to, slapped that friend. He slapped him, and the guy come and say, see the man you made me to submit to, he slapped and seized his vehicle. When I came back, I went to this my father. I don't know how to, because Papa Ntia have taught us, you be mindful the way you speak to the person that you submit to. I don't know how to. He said, this man you brought here, in fact, you said it all. What I'm just letting you have summarized that I never submitted. And why I said you butchered me was that out of the people that I delegated some position where the people I never trained.
Yes.
They came, I saw charisma in them, I saw what they can do. I began to appoint, went to delegate. So they finished me.
But thank God.
Right now, as I am here,
Yeah.
like today is Wednesday. Today is my midweek prayers. One boy, he just finished secondary school, but have been following. I agree with my wife, said, this guy delegating. I delegated him today. And even my men's service, he will be there. Even on Saturday, Sunday, I'll be here live. He will be there, let him do it. However he do it, people will gather. I have learned. Thank you, sir.
I think, can we give God a better clap of it? I think that inside the question is both the question and the answer. Number one, be careful. Number two, train before you deploy. Train before you deploy. All right? The Lord bless you. Yes. You have 1 minute.
Yes, sir. Please, sir, thank you for this series. Just 2 questions in one. Is it good to, or if invited within the locality where you are, for example, I'm residing in Iwofe, Port Harcourt, is it good to attend to other people's invitation? Number 2, and I preached within Iwofe, and one thing I find out is after preaching, most of the sons and daughters of that church will leave that place and join us. And as they join us, they want to join the workforce. Is it good to accept invitation within your axis? Thank you, sir.
Well, number one, do everything with decency and order. Decency and order. Do not accept too many, because it will negatively affect their work. Do not accept too frequently. It will negatively affect their work, especially if what is on ground to keep them is not as heavy as what will pull them. Secondly, when you do accept, make it clear from the pulpit that you are there in celebration of what is on ground. That the person they are submitting to, they are in the right place at the right time. And that you don't want to hear that anything moved anybody. Say it again and again. Words are powerful. recognize and appreciate the labor of the man. Whatever you want to do, acknowledge. Time to pray, he will stand with me in prayer. Those little things help the people to be focused. Help them to be focused. And then if anybody carelessly finds his way to where you are, before the person, let the other person know. So the person came to see me. Any challenge? It's okay if you just attending service to go back. But to now show up and then want to join workforce. Why? You have to explain why you left there. You have to explain why you left there. In that way, if a person is led by God to move, it won't be you that was instrumental in the leading. You know what I'm trying to say? In that way, you minimize your own battles because you don't want a fight that is not necessary. God bless you. Can we rise to our feet, please? Turn and tell your neighbor, neighbor, I'm growing in leadership. Wait till you hear about me. Now let your amen be louder than that person's own.
Somebody go ahead, lift up your hands, wave those hands unto Jesus. Raise your voice and give him praise. He's worthy to be praised. Go ahead and bless his